masculine man, take one.
Ooh, what makes a modern day masculine man? When you drink your liquor straight, a modern day masculine man. I pay all the bills and I tells my woman the truth. Got my shit together, do what I wanna do, say what I wanna say. I won't bend, I won't break, you are not me, and I am not you. I kept it real, so now I can do what I wanna do. Modern masculine man. Welcome to Man School.
Welcome to the Modern Masculine Man Podcast, Mitch. Woo!
What up, fam? It's that time again. It's Tuesday. The weeks come by and they fly by just as fast as we get old. It's Tuesday and it's a time for another day of Tough Talk Tuesday with me and my guy right here, standing in the gap with me, Trab P. How you doing this evening, fam?
Man, I feel good, man. Ready to have a good show. Drop some heavy seeds that's gonna bear some good fruit, man.
Flip your collar down, because you know you always super smooth and fresh. I'm going to ahead and tell you, flip it down. I don't even want you out there like that the whole show. You know what I'm saying? Tell me something good, man. Tell me a good story this week, man. Look, we're going to start it off with the Trab story. We got to have a Trab old school story. Tell me something good. Tell me a Aesop favor, a Trab. We're going to call them Trab stories. Give me a story, man, with a good lesson to it real quick. Put you on the spot.
Man, I've been engulfed in high school football. You know, my son played football. We had a big rivalry week last week. His team lost. So just really looking at football, man, and been deep into it, and it take me back to a lot of my hero principles, discipline, conditioning, and to see how they really work out individually and collectively, man. It's a powerful thing when you see it working in young men and realize that's the same foundation at 46 years old, 28 years later. I'm still standing on that discipline and that condition, man. So it's been powerful to me, man.
Well, man, you know, it's funny that you say that because I want to rebuttal that. I saw the movie Him. Did you see that movie yet? Him?
No, I ain't saw it yet.
Well, Marlon Wayans, I ain't even going to tell the movie too much, but it's just basically showing what it takes to be the greatest of all times and to be a great football player. And as I watched it, like you said, the discipline that we standing on and the physical fitness and just the tenacity and just the ability to get knocked down and keep going. Mm-hmm. And we all know how it is to see the scouting report and you see you going up against I think you said you played nose tackle or D tackle, so you might see a center or a guard that's finna go, that's got a D1 scholarship offer, or somebody that you know a beast. You know what I'm saying? I remember, I never forget, it was this kid named Alex Rice. We used to play this team called Bun. That was my high school rivalry. And this boy, he played basketball too. And this boy was like 6'8", 320. And he played left tackle, and I played defensive end. And man, this boy was been kicking my ass since fucking middle school. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like whooping my ass. It seemed like they put us on the side of the field. He asked coach, put me on the side that nigga on. Like he remembered. You know what I'm saying? And I never forget, man, my junior year playing basketball. He played basketball too. He was 6'8". We running down the court, and I never forget him. I'm gonna have to look him up, send him a Facebook friend request. And we running down the court, and he said something to me, and I said, "Fuck you, you big white boy." He said, "Fuck you, you big nigga." And I hauled off and stole off on him. That's the only time I ever been called a nigga. And it's like I bench rushed the floor, they bench rushed the floor, and the referees got everything broken up, and they was about to kick me out the game, and I knew I was going to get suspended 2 games, and then they started saying, he called him a nigga, and then the black referee and the 2 white referees got to arguing, so they basically let it go and chilled everything out and went back with the game. But long story short, I remember after that, my senior year when I had to play him in football, I was so ready, Trav. I was working out ready for this motherfucker. And I remember like the first 3 plays, he bent my ass over backwards. And I can just remember saying, this white motherfucker better than me. He tougher than me. He's stronger than me. And it was the first time I had really went against somebody that I knew, like, he got the best of me. And so instead of giving up, I started thinking about ways. Could I bull rush him one time, one-arm bull him? Could I run around him, spin move him? And I mean, I had a decent game, but for the most part, this white boy had me my ass all night. And I said all that to say I remember getting myself hyped up and revved up for this boy. And I can just remember listening to Tupac. They never take me alive. I'm getting high with my 4-5 cocked off. I'm tired of the pain. What I'm saying is that thing in us that we had to do, no matter what you say now, if you really played football, I don't know about you, that thing that had to say, motherfucker, I'm finna hurt you before you hurt me. That thing that said, I'm like, I don't care what happened to you. Where does that thing go? Because I watched the movie Him, and it's kind of about that, like that thing. I remember that aggression. I remember being aggressive in college. I remember having that. I want to, let's say that football mind where you talk to me like that. Okay, so what if you got a gun? So what if you got a knife? It's that football thing that in us that make us feel invincible. What do you feel about that? What's up with that? Because we seeing that this shit is way more violent than when we were younger. Whether I think we were hitting harder, but I think they are bigger and faster, so it's more damaging. But what do you think about that spirit that you have to play that sport and really play it at a high level?
Man, it's crazy. I don't know how we got here, but man, I love this moment here, brother. That's what hero training is about, Javon. Real talk. The spirit of an athlete. Like you say, for me, football, I always say I found my religion. I heard God's voice for the first time inside my helmet as a 13-year-old. And it was a voice that simply said, you cannot lose. You will not lose. I promise you, if you go hard, you will win. And the more and more I learned to trust that man, that cultivated that spirit in me. But just as much as we could say that's football, when I say it's a spirit of an athlete, it's the conditioning and the mindset. Like we're in a temperament now where everybody's now talking the rhetoric of white supremacy, racism, systemic racism. And it's like, man, I'm waving my hands to say, hey, y'all, that's always been the case. But if you in the moment, you winning. We here. We undefeated. You only get one loss. We ain't nobody took that loss yet. So that spirit says, against all odds, I ain't got no alternative to thinking to say I'm gonna win and I'm gonna give my all. But like you said, we meet obstacles where we meet challenges that, hey, look, like you said, that teach us some hell of a lessons. But that's a part of the conditioning too. That's why as men, 28 years later, I can take accountability. I can take people getting on my ass when I'm bullshitting. I can put my ego aside to know, man, I got to be better. I ain't got no other option than my family depending on me. Man, I got to give it all I got. So I'm saying that's where that come from, and that's what it gave me. And I think that just transcends to anything and everything in life. And I don't think there's no other alternative thinking than that.
So you saying that you don't think that mean streak that you have to play football has shown up negatively in your life in anywhere? It's always been a thing that's like, to go get. It's been that thing that means. I'm talking about, quick story. I'm talking about playing. We was playing this team, Wilson Badenfield, and they used to run a triple option. And I just remember coach telling us, stay disciplined. Javon, you got the quarterback. And I remember him telling our outside linebacker, you got the pitch. And that's what he said. No matter whatever happened, Javon hit the quarterback, you hit the pitch, the corner, you come up. And I just remember one play hitting the quarterback, and my cornerback hitting the pitch with the linebacker. And they used to have an ambulance at the field when I was playing. Like they used to have an ambulance there. Like somebody was gonna get hurt. Like we used to we used to cheer when a motherfucker, like we wanted to hurt somebody, man. It's just being real. That's what I'm saying. And so I remember hitting the quarterback, and I got like one of the best hits I had in my life. And I remember it was like the movie Gladiator. When I hit him, I said, ah, and I stood over top of him yelling, ah. And when I finished yelling, I looked around. Everybody in the stadium had stood up, and it was quiet. And I looked around and I said to myself, oh shit, I didn't kill this boy. And I was happy. But then when I looked to the right, it was the running back I had knocked the quarterback down. I had thought I had killed him, but it was the running back laying on the ground shaking. They have pummeled his ass. And I remember being so happy of screaming in that moment, like jumping, and then the crowd started booing, man. It was like a moment of a split second of me being so happy to get this big hit, but it lasted longer, like and it got quiet. I'm still screaming while the crowd standing up, like this boy hurt. You know, like when you see a hit as a parent and you say that boy hurt. You see what I'm saying? And everybody's emotion in the stadium changed from excitement to that boy hurt. And I was left, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Then it was like, boo, you know. So that's what I'm talking about. Were you able, maybe you were like Reggie White, the guy that sacked you and say, hey, good job, man. Get up, come back next play. Like I'm talking about, I know that shit made me hyper aggressive, hypersexual sometimes, chasing the girls. That's that mentality. That's what I'm asking you about. Or are you saying that grit grind is the thing that make you still go now?
Man, it's deep, man. Like you say, for me, and I'm gonna be real, because we talking football, but this real life shit. I ain't talking make believe. Football was my outlet as a child. I knew I was good the first time my daddy came to the game and realized I was good, and the pride I saw on his face, I became addicted to that. And I felt like what we was going through in life, that could mask a lot of things in my family. Pride, love, honor. So I had a lot of pain, but it came out in aggression in a prideful type way. I understood the context of the game. I'm going to stop you. I can't say my intentions was to hurt you, but I had aggression and anger to say I'm going to prove that I'm worthy of attention from my daddy, to say, hey, daddy. So that came out. But the point I want to make too, before I even get, this is simply like Bruce Leroy and Shown Up. Like, the conditions of your mind in this game, you have to believe in yourself. You have to know that opposition is necessary. You have to know that there's somebody in front of you with the intentions to destroy or stop you. Now you can, like I said, that's subjective on how we deal with this. If my glow is red and I say I'm going to break his leg, or my glow is gold and say, I'm just going to prove to you, you can't stop me, so they can call my name and my daddy can feel proud. The principle is the same: confidence, determination.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So we use it, or we can use it in different ways. But just like your story is always about an outlet for something you was proving in your mind. That's the conditions of a child who getting developed in that context of an athlete. And I want to say this in the same sense, like you say, you had a rage. So one God is another man's devil. Every Saturday morning, right now, you got 8-year-olds playing football, lining up on two different sides of the field. Two teams praying. One side, baby, God, I hope my God, please, Lord, in Jesus' name, let my team win. It's some parent over there on the other side praying the same thing. And both of y'all gods finna meet. And you don't know that some egos, just like you have rage, looking at their child saying, goddamn, hurt somebody. Hurt somebody. I want my boy to knock her head off. So it becomes real right now in real life as an 8-year-old's playing every Saturday morning. One man God is another man devil. In order to win, somebody got to lose. How can we expect peace when these are the rules?
Now, let me ask you something, since we're talking about that and we're talking about white supremacy tonight. I want to caveat into this, right? Football. To me, football is, we talk about white supremacy. I hate that word. I hate that word, white supremacy, like when I hate when a nigga say a woman is masculine. It's just some things I just fucking hate, and it make me think a motherfucker is so weak, because white supremacy, if it's real or not real, we have to live. Now, football, this is a game of niggas bashing each other's head for white men. Literally, put us on the chopping block, measure our teeth, our hands, our arms. These motherfuckers measure our fucking fingers. And it's like, as black people, we talk white supremacy so much. But then we turn around and love the things that benefit white supremacy the most. Do you know the biggest money that they make off black people? 3 things are sports, entertainment, and prison.
Come on.
Sports, entertainment, and prison are the 3 biggest so-called money makers that they make off niggas and white supremacy. And that's the shit we love the most. We love some sports, entertainment, and we love to talk that goddamn prison talk, what we did and what we did when we was in there. And I sit back and I just get so mad when a nigga talk about white supremacy. Then he get up and watch football on Sunday. He watch college football on Saturday. He watch Monday night football, he watched Thursday night football, he watched basketball all the goddamn time, and don't understand that these are the tools that white supremacy really uses. And I'm gonna get into that about the book of Maccabees in a minute. But we don't understand that the distractionary tools and the non-reactionary tools that white people use on us, literally, do you understand how many things we don't get done because the white man know I got these niggas all day Sunday. Sunday used to be the day that black men got together with their families, with the children, and strategize. You know what I'm saying? Saturday used to be barbershop day. Think about this, Trab, before football and shit came on TV, and they had to, and it won't even on the radio. This football shit is older than what we think, man. This shit was going on in the fucking 1800s, man. These colleges was playing fucking football when niggas couldn't do nothing but cut the goddamn grass on the field. And we still talking about white supremacy. Man, let me say this real quick, because I don't want to get too deep in the rant, because I want to give it to you. Listen. A tool of white supremacy. I remember seeing this guy in the barbershop, big motherfucker. He came in and we laughed when he left out. That nigga, big ass FedEx man. A tool of white supremacy, man. Let's say, for real life, we don't want to add no numbers, but let's just say 1 in a trillion, a million motherfuckers go pro for football and basketball each year. Now we got all these 8-year-olds, their whole life putting into this craft, and 1 in fucking 1,000 is gonna get turned down and never play this shit again. And this is what we want our kids to strive at. We don't want them to thrive at coding, doctoring, lawyering, manufacturing, nothing. We almost look at boys as like, if you don't play a sport, what you doing? So look at the setup for that. Imagine, Trav, if you would have put 18 years from the time you started playing football. How old was you? 8, 9 years old, 6, 7?
No, I didn't start playing to 7th grade.
Now, say you put 5 years every day into that. Imagine you produce music now. Imagine if you'd have put the time playing a piano or a guitar into that you put into football.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like the white man got this thing dangling in our face, and it's like he said, we got 32 teams on each league, and we got 15 players on each basketball team. So we got basically 450 spots for all young black men to fight and kill over and die and give sweat and tears over. And then football, we got 50 guys on the team, and we got 30. So we got 1,500 spots. So really, altogether, we got about 2,000 spots that the black race and young black men let white supremacy dangle over our head. And this is what we fight and strive for. And we want to talk about white supremacy, how they can literally decide what we tell our children their future or destiny should be. Think about this now. Think about this now. How many men are pushing and forcing this shit on their kids and got them up early, camp, for this kid to play this shit 12, 13 years and don't go D1 or don't go pro. And it's like, now this shit over, and you got this testosterone-driven motherfucking hero motherfucking training motherfucker that you talking about, and he ain't got nothing to do now. I know that was a lot, man, but I had to. That's just my little spiel on how I look at white supremacy and that shit.
Man, it's the power of perspective. God Almighty. Even in the context of white supremacy, like I say, you got to understand the point of it all, man. And you made a video today about when we don't comprehend the point, man, we get caught up in all the bells.
That's what I said. Example. That's
everything. And we get distracted from understanding the point. But just like I said in the beginning, when it comes to the game of football, it's about discipline. It's about conditioning. I played that game at a high level in high school. I asked my son the other day, we going through certain things because I got to accept my son ain't me. Expectations is the seed of disappointment. I'm creating some havoc in my mind because I'm putting expectations on my son about something about me. So I got to stand in the mirror and check myself, like you say, on this football shit that's cultivated in me. But I asked my son the other day, I say, son, if you never play another day of football in your life, what would you have took from it? He say, never quit. Even when it seems like I can't go no more, don't quit. See, that's a condition in his mind.
Yeah.
And that's the point of it all. What I'm saying, where you get a group of young men amongst leaders who train and develop the conditions to go to war and prove something to themselves. So out of, like you said, we talk the statistics, 1 out of every million gonna make the NFL. And if that one is there, you cultivate that. Everybody can have that dream. Like they say, shoot for the moon. If you fall short, you fall in the stars. It's kind of like we got to say things, but goddamn, some of this shit be real that we say. So at best, you're going to get accountability. You're going to get a whole lot of things that I know. I ain't talking no shit to make you believe. I'm talking about real shit that I know 50 young men went through conditioning and training and discipline with me. And I can almost tell you that 85% of them are good husbands, good fathers, good workers, good men, because it put something in them.
So you saying no matter whether you go pro, go to college, or even if you ain't as a baller, it's gonna put some conditioning and some good aspects into you as a person. Now, I do agree with that. But then when we look at the NFL, man, football players be the wildest, craziest motherfuckers doing the most fucked up shit. Them baseball players and them basketball players don't be acting a fucking fool like these football players. So all this discipline and shit we really say it give us, Trav, that we gotta really look at that. These niggas be doing fucked up shit in college fucking up in the NFL $1 million opportunities.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this right here, Javon. This real shit, man. Many are invited to try out. Very few make it. And even though some of them make it in our ideals of heroism, I'm talking about that Bruce Leroy glow. I'm talking about everybody stand when you hit the door. So that shit ain't defined by money because that's something you can't buy. Yeah. So everybody get invited. Yeah, I know athletes that had to pave the way that made the NFL, but when they hit the room, you understand, everything got a context. Like as a young man cultivated, I remember military men, they disciplined. They mind have been conditioned. So when I get around military men, they looking at me like, hey, bro, you military? I'm like, nah, I'm athlete. See, many avenues can bring you to a certain spectrum of understanding how it works. But I say, man, they've been all over the world. And it took a military brother to me, a soldier that cultivated me to this day. Just because you tell me you in the military, that don't mean you a soldier. See, I know a soldier because I've been cultivated by soldiers. And everybody in the military ain't no soldier. Just like everybody been on the football team ain't no motherfucking hero. They don't know what it means to handle responsibility and be accountable when you don't. See, everybody play football ain't get that. Just like everybody went to the army ain't a soldier. So when you meet one who got it, man, that's some real shit. And it might not be in the way that you got it. It could be somebody who had to challenge themselves through difficult, being a mechanic. But when he's standing his motherfucking square and he know I'm enough. See, that's the principle. That's the point. That's the point.
Joe Cook said, I've seen youngsters lose themselves after high school thinking that they're destined for pros, but they wouldn't even make a JUCO team. Now, this is the side I'm talking about it. And this is what I say about white supremacy, Trav. Everything that you're saying, to me, it sounds really good. And I'm just being real. I just think at the end of the day, Black people can come up with another motherfucker mode of rites of passage and building manhood in our men than a goddamn white boy sport. I just feel like at the end of the day, when you pick up an animal out of a goddamn woods, you can get a tiger, a lion, you can get a fucking whale to chase a ball. That's the first thing. No, I'm serious, and I hate that shit. I'm sick of it, and I don't give a fuck what you saying about it. All this shit you saying, it make good sense. But we can get that same discipline in boxing, in a one-on-one sport. Fuck it ain't got to be a sport. Now, I want to go into the Book of Maccabees. The Book of Maccabees, that's parts of the Old Testament that were taken out. It was saying the Hebrew children, when the Greeks, the Greeks, they was always into the athletics, and the Romans, and the Romans come through the Greeks and all that shit. So they was always into athlete. So when they would capture the Hebrew slaves, they would make them fight. They would make them wrestle. They would put them through sporting events, and they would bet on it back in the day. And it predicted that this is why I say we the lost children of Israel. I don't go too deep into it because too many motherfuckers are stupid. You know what I'm saying? Then we got all these fucking Hebrew Israelite crazy radical motherfuckers out here that I don't even want to be grouped in with these niggas. But it predicts that we would be spectacles for the world for the remaining of time. And that's we right here at that. Like literally, they would breed them and grow them, and we're doing it for them now. We're taking our young Black men and we're breeding them for these sports, and we act like these are the only things. This shit. When you're 18 years of, well, I ain't gonna say 18 years. When your high school sports over, that shit is useless. Like right now, all of the sports that I played is fucking useless. Now, if I would have put more time in something else, another craft that was, at least I could play the goddamn saxophone in church for $100 every weekend. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying all that discipline, blah, 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 but men had that shit before they let us play sports. I fucking hate it. And I think it's a tool of white supremacy. I fucking hate sports. I think it's a tool of white supremacy. Now, I'm not saying that what you saying ain't true, because two things could be true at the same time.
Yes, and I think what you're saying is true.
Because my thing is, as black men, we so quick to holler white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy, but we don't understand what this doing is. It's making us close off so many other careers and possible things that our children can get involved in, and everybody running to the goddamn football field. And now when Pop Warner, they said every kid got to get 10 plays, so it ain't even motherfucking making the cream of the crop no more. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just think, I'm not saying in sports, I just think it's black people we need to come up with other ways, like in Africa, like not being funny, but shit, they used to take their kids out in the jungle. What is something as a man that you think, since we talking about it, I hadn't even thought about it, a solution. What is something you think that we can cultivate, everything that you just said, that we can do in our young black men that we do in football now, that's non-athletic, non-sports? If I had to put you on the spot, I never thought of it, Trav. That's what I'm saying right now. I'm like, well, damn, Javon, if you're saying sports it shouldn't be it, what would we do instead of sports? Because at some point, men were men, and men had discipline, and men had everything that it took to be men, probably on a higher level than we had now before we was able to chase a goddamn ball.
I think everyday life, if a young boy is in order with his father, everyday life will give you everything that athletics give you. A father gives you everything that a coach gives you. Mm-hmm. A daddy give you everything that football, baseball, basketball, and all these things can give you. So I don't think that's deep, but I got to make the point about when I talk about the spirit of an athlete, man. I get what you're saying, and I think you're right. Fuck sports. I don't watch football, NFL. I ain't entertained by it because it's deeper than the game to me. And I know I said, well, man, it ain't that deep, but it is, because it's like I say, discipline, conditioning. I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't give a fuck if you don't never touch a ball in your life. I don't give a fuck what category you in. I promise you, it don't work. You don't become, you don't be, you don't do if you don't understand discipline. And discipline ain't about consequences. Discipline ain't about getting your ass whooped when you do something wrong. Discipline is about being on time every time in which you was trained to be. See, we don't understand discipline, or we do understand it only from a perspective of, I'm going to beat your ass because you fucked up. We don't understand discipline from a perspective of power to say that I done put the work in, and I can confident, and I can count on my action every goddamn time. So when you put that in somebody, man, and if you use baseball, basketball, football, cutting hair, laying brick, chopping wood, I don't give a fuck what it is, it puts you in a position to be, no, I am. I'm enough right now. So when I say, what this shit really mean, dog? Man, this shit real. Like, and I'm gonna even be real with you, dog. I've had these same emotions. But I hear us talking about young niggas, YNs. I hear everything derogatory. But then I can drop my son off a part of something where there's 150 young black men. I'm talking about no white kids. Only one white student on the JV and the varsity, and he the kicker. I'm talking about 150 young black men that commit at 5 a.m. to discipline and conditioning. I don't give a fuck what it is. This is where they at. God damn, this is where they at. And I just hope that it's some men that's going to teach them some principle about man. And when we talk about white supremacy, I'm going to tell you some real life shit. I've been fortunate enough to work and have relationships with every kind of man you can think of. Every nationality, And I got a conscience about me that I attract people like-minded. So I don't just be, it always be somebody that's special enough to understand a deeper level of thought. And they share a lot of things about their culture with me. And we create a safe space where they can be honest. And I'm going to just be honest with you. The Asian man, the African man, the white man, the Spanish man, all these men really be honest with me to let me know that they believe in general they are supreme over black people. They have really took in every stereotype that they have ever been told through propaganda, through media, through the American materialism, through the degradation that we put to the world about ourselves and each other. They have really believed this shit to think and know that they are supreme over us. So they goddamn meet me when I say we all we got, we all we need. Goddamn, I'm a representative of a black man in a black family. And I'm going to destroy, because the truth is always in the moment, regardless of what they thought. They got to go home and tell their spouse, I met a black man I ain't never met on goddamn. And I let them know in my mind, I'm supreme.
Trav,
I'm supreme. And I'm saying this to say this. Let me say this, man. I'm saying this to say this. See, this is what that spirit of athlete give me. See, I work side by side with a white man, same age. Told me he smoked crack when he was in his 20s. But he a supervisor. He respected. He get the benefit of the doubt. I know as a black man, I can't come back from that. But if I want that to be even with that, just to say, I wish I could smoke crack and never get judged. Nah, I knew that and understand that. So I ain't never took that step. It made me supreme. I watched him get his ass kicked by life. And I'm looking at him, empathizing with him. Say, man, you got all the advantages. Why you ain't using them, white boy? And I'm talking to him like a brother. Like a brother. Watch this son's daughter, watch the son baby mama OD on fentanyl. Son won't work. Caught up in the drug game. Trab, peace and a prayer for me, man. So real life happening. And if you playing a game to think anybody's supreme, or you mad at somebody thinking they supreme than you, then what you gonna be? What you gonna do? It's to be or not to be, to do or can't. Yeah, you black. So that's what that spirit give me. And it give me, when we talk about empathy, when I look into a man's eyes who got the mind, body, and strength to fight his fight, the fuck you want me to tell you?
And see, Trav, that's the thing that I'm talking about. You're the type of man that sports do that shit for, and you're the type of man that says, hey, what you want me to tell you? Shit, white supremacy is real. So lay down. But the point I'm making is, say, for example, you look at sports. I want to keep talking about white supremacy, because you look at sports, right? And black men think we supreme in sports, right? We think we bigger, faster, and strong, and we think we can beat the white man physically and everything, don't we?
Yeah.
But then we turn around when we behind, we say, well, we ain't mean as he is, and we won't fight back like he will. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's a fucking excuse. It's such a cop-out to sit back in 1 minute and say, we black, we faster, we stronger, we but why y'all behind? Because he mean and we nice. We got the heart of gold. We nice. We won't attack like he will. And it's like, you sit back and you look at these. When I look at sports and I look at these athletes, what I see is niggas being used to lead us astray. I watched the documentary. You know, they say the average NFL football player is broke 2 years after he got damn retired, and the average basketball player is broke 5 years after he retired. So if these motherfuckers broke when they retired, and they ain't building no infrastructure in the black community, right? Now this is where I put these motherfuckers on the table like anybody else. if they broke when they retire and they ain't building no infrastructure in the black community, and then they got their fucking nails painted, and then they walk around fucking twisting, and they using these motherfuckers to promote homosexuality. They got the fucking NFL talking about wearing the goddamn gay bands like as if it's breast cancer ribbons. So these motherfuckers are really useless other than us cheering. Yay! Our fucking entertainers are useless other than us fucking dancing. These motherfuckers are the biggest tools of white supremacy. Athletes, entertainers. I mean, I'm just sitting back watching this shit.
Man.
And what we get out of it, we get fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Feel good moments. Yay! Jalen Hurts just won the Super Bowl. Yay, it feels good. It feels good, but these niggas ain't really doing nothing like niggas used to do back in the day. And what I'm saying, I ain't telling an athlete you got to spend your money on this or do that and do that. I'm saying don't be walking around with the fucking Cam Newton nails and outfits and your fucking pants showing and talking this crazy shit. Back in the day, you remember Abdul-Jabbar and all them boys stood for something. And it's like now it's like what good is it? I just don't understand how black people, we call out white supremacy, but we don't call out the biggest things that have the biggest financial control and the biggest mental hold on us, which is fucking them goddamn balls. Chasing them goddamn balls got us in a trance looking at it. It's got us when our sons are born looking at our sons like in a trance, like, oh, I got me one. Let me put them on the field. Let me do this. It's got us thinking so one way. But don't get me wrong. I do understand. Let's keep a lot of little niggas out of the streets. But that's because we didn't use goddamn the football team to replace the motherfucking father. Come on, JJ and Michael ain't played football. I'm joking, but you get the point.
Come on, hey, look, man. Hey, look, man, you damn right. I get the point. And man, I love your perspective. I always say 3 times Y equals root. Why JJ play football? Why he got to play for that? Well, why you understand what I'm saying, man? And I'm gonna say this: like I coached when my son was 10, I coached, and this is why it's deeper than this. I watched a 10-year-old who had an exceptional talent and gift at 10 years old, above everybody else. I watched him. I ain't never see nobody drop him off. I ain't never see nobody pick him up. He drove the van. He rode the team van. I say, man, something about little buddy. I'm out there as a parent, looking at my child. I'm coaching. I'm trying to get these children something, but he caught my attention. And I realized, see, them touchdowns was a means that he had a survival in him at 10 years old. Say, this all I got to do is run this motherfucking ball. And I get to go to Coach House and experience TV, pizza. Man, you mean to tell me this all I got to do? So this is where we at as a people. See, this is why this your point. We don't get the point. We don't understand what matters. We don't see shit. We caught up in goddamn balls. And I'm watching coaches who don't give a fuck and even see the point that the child's saying, man, I'm going to use this to survive. And the coach just saying, I want to win so I can talk shit. So your point is right. But at the end of the day, what this child is getting is something that's going to carry him through life. Because what he discovers about himself, I can survive through my gifts and my talents. See, that's the most powerful thing that got to be cultivated in them. You can survive off your gifts and your talents. So I'm saying this even in myself. I ain't talking this ain't no make-believe. I'm talking real life shit. When I understood that, when I knew how to make the glow go, oh shit. This how it work. See, I was a protege barber since I was 13. I had a gift. Oh, man, I know how to do this. I'm talking about from 13 to 19, every man in the neighborhood, every child came and sat in my chair. Let me do their head. I'm just thinking, man, people telling me so much about life. I'm learning so much that they ain't never told nobody. Man, it's deep. They cultivating me. But I got to a point where I didn't want to cut hair, and I realized I ain't got to cut hair for people to talk to me. It helped me realize cutting hair was just a gift and a tool. The real purpose is my voice, my understanding. That's why I can talk to the world. So football gave me that confidence. I don't give a fuck what it is, no matter what it is. As a parent, do you got your child in something that they will get discipline, conditioning, confidence? Because and I'm going to be honest with you, that's the difference between having God and not having God. That's the difference between being blessed and not being blessed.
I don't want nobody to get me wrong. I definitely understand the benefits of sports. What I'm simply saying is from a white supremacist standpoint, and we're going to get into white supremacy a little bit more, but you started off talking about football, and I've always felt this way, and I played college ball. Sports got me out of my hometown. It got me my scholarship. It got me my education. You know what I'm saying? But the point I'm making is I'm trying to say, just like everything else, we talk about white supremacy. What if they shut down these apps? How would we have a voice? You see what I'm saying? What if they shut down football? COVID happened and football stopped. You see what I'm saying? So this is the point I'm trying to make when I say what I'm saying. I'm not saying sports don't help people. I'm not saying sports don't develop their hero training. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying through a white supremacist standpoint, if black men talk about white supremacy so much, what if the white man said, no more goddamn football and basketball? What you niggas gonna do with your motherfucking sons? That's what I'm talking about. So I'm not saying it don't do something. Don't get me wrong. And me and Trab really not having a debate. We just giving our view.
This is a powerful perspective.
He's standing on the fact that football, no matter what, sports gonna put some in somebody that can last them for life. And I agree with that 100%. I'm saying from through the lens of white supremacy, the same way we say, I heard niggas say all the time. Now, let me give you a perfect example of one of these white supremacy talking motherfuckers, all right? Perfect example. I had niggas say all the time, when we had our own black towns, they bombed them and burned us down and killed our Black Wall Street. Well, what if they take that fucking football and basketball away from us? What we gonna do? That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying.
Let me answer that. What we gonna do? And this shit here real, because we already know what we're gonna do, what we did 5 years ago. And a lot of times, man, I think it's an illusion that everybody done forgot about the quarantine.
Yeah.
Everybody done forgot it. It's like it didn't exist.
Because sports is back on and we feeling good again.
And I don't know if this is gonna be a segue, but this is real because it's the reason we talking politics now. See, it was a great reset that happened. And I know you've been on Facebook 13 plus years. I've been on Facebook 13 plus years. I told you, I say, Javon, man, I remember back in the day, you dropped some prolific shit about what's wrong with my monkey. I'm talking about some prolific understanding about this system and how it works. But 13 years ago, we talked about being woke. It's a whole different woke. Everything always different coming out of the Great Reset. But we don't understand the Great Reset. See, we forgot about that shit. We forgot that our children missed 2 years out of school. We forgot that wasn't nobody doing hair. We forgot that wasn't nobody doing nail. We don't forgot a whole lot of things to not understand where the hell we at. See, when we was woke, we talked about religion. We talked about white supremacy from the mind. We talked about if you really thought white supremacy was real, you had to get that white Jesus out your mind. That's when we really was talking white supremacy from the mind. So now they done killed all of that momentum. They done killed all of that religious thought, momentum, conscious thought, really understanding the true essence and power of it. See, the Great Reset killed that shit. And when they killed it, the ball was about to fall off the table. And the ping pong paddle of politics picked the nigga mind and the world mind back up. And now we think we're something in politics.
And Trab, you know, I said this as a prophet. I said Donald Trump will be the only reason black people begin to try to understand politics.
Come on.
Notice how we so reactionary as a people. Soon as we get Donald Trump, and this is what I say about white supremacy. Let's not call it white supremacy. I'm gonna start calling it nigga dumbistry.
Because it ain't even about niggas though, Javon. This how it work on the whole fucking world getting worked by.
Yeah, but Trav, you know I don't give a fuck about them. And it don't work the same way on them that it work on us. The repercussions ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? For a white boy, the way this country is worked, a white boy, the least is the trap for him. It ain't really no goddamn trap for him. But the least he can do is fuck up his goddamn trust fund or just be an old regular ass working old white boy. You see what I'm saying? For us, the trap is they trying to trap our ass in a different way. Now, what I'm saying is, yeah, put the trap out there. What you say? If they drop some guns off in your, neighborhood, you're gonna get you some. But you ain't finna go shoot your neighbor with the motherfucker. So what I'm saying, the trap is real. The trap is real. They benefit. There's money to be made off us fucking up. But what I'm saying is, I think it's less white supremacy and more an absence of black structure. Look at what we're talking about right now. We're literally talking about sports is our daddy. That's what we're really saying right now. I mean, everything I've heard you say tonight is sports plays the role of the black father. That's what I've heard you say all night.
Well, let me say it different. Let me say it different then. And I want to be understood. Sports was an outlet for me to practice and test everything my daddy told me to see if that shit really worked.
Yes, for you.
Yeah,
but remember, I asked you, and it's not even a bad thing because if we need these role models because we have an absence of them. But when I asked you, I said, what would you said the daddy? You said the daddy is the thing that would teach us what sports would do. Coaching and daddying is the same thing, pretty much.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, we have a race who is at a point where I see young black men all the time. I'll never forget being at the football field with my sons, and it was boys out there, and I just was like, Lord have mercy, these kids don't need to be out here. These kids is on the sideline with goddamn Jolly Ranchers in their pants, eating them, looking at the crowd. Mama, look. You know what I'm saying? I seen kids crying, not wanting to make contact. And it's like you're pushing every little kid out there because you think this is the thing. And then it become a fad. It was this team called the Durham Eagles that every pretty single mother want to put her son on it so he can get a Durham Eagles. The coaches out there fucking everything moving. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say it was a shit show because sports was being played. You know what I'm saying? But it was a culture of women pulling up at the field, single mothers pulling up at the field, middle-class women, nice cars, nice sundresses, getting fucked by the coaches, trying to get their son on the field, because we all know the little middle-class boys don't be the ballers. The little middle-class boys from the single mothers whose mama, it be them little ghetto po motherfuckers that ball. You know what I'm saying?
They balling for a reason. That's my point. They really out there for a reason. You is as real as your reason. That's real life shit.
But you said something that was so key earlier, and I think is worthy of glossing back over. That's why I say I don't disagree with sports. I'm just talking about the white supreme control it has over us and what we all put into this pot that this white man gave us, that he can decide to say tomorrow, hey, fuck sports, we done with it. You know what I'm saying? You said this little boy running this ball. Now I can remember, that's the truth. I can remember when I first started playing football, you had the black men of the town that had businesses would sponsor the team. You know how this shit go.
Yeah.
Trab's junkyard services, you know what I'm saying, might sponsor a team, and y'all got 2-3 black businesses sponsoring a team, and those were the teams, you know, and you had white business sponsoring the team in my hometown. So when you got on a team, that was my first time getting to spend the night over kids' house who had a father. Saw how it was for a mother and a father and a family to interact. And like you said, my mama won't order no goddamn Chinese food and no goddamn pizza and shit like that. So you know what I'm saying? Being good, wanting to win, because if you win, my boy CJ Daddy said, we win, I'm gonna cook out. You know what I'm saying? And it won't nothing but some burgers, hot dogs, chips, and sodas, but it was just like, man, we having fun. We over his house. You know what I'm saying? Shit like they used to bring the little goddamn Hawaiian fruit punch out there with the little orange slices and shit and bananas. Even down to shit like that, like orange slices. Like, damn, ain't nobody never sliced no oranges up like this in my house. This shit cook kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, I definitely understand what you're saying it does. I definitely get it. I'm just saying that as a black community of black men, we literally push our kids toward that, and we rely on this outlet to be the end all be all of existence of what we think is great success is, and also what we think can mold and cultivate our young men's minds. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that's just giving that game too much power. I think it's giving that game, I think it gives them too much control over us to say, hey, we know them niggas is gonna put them boys on that football field and put them boys on that basketball court and drive them at that so hard that we ain't got to worry about no doctors and lawyers and no codings, and we ain't got to worry about certain things coming out of their community. They want a black man playing goddamn football and basketball. We ain't got to worry. We ain't got to worry about them niggas trying to do certain things.
Let me say this, and this can be the last thing I even say about that in terms of where we at now, and to even empathize with how you feel. Like when I played school ball, a teacher, he most likely had a college, a teacher and a coach. If he was a coach, he was a teacher. And he most likely had a degree in physical education or some aspect of gym and athletics. So these were trained professional people that understood how to train, right? And they cultivated us in a way of training. So it was principles that came in that wasn't just about a ball. And these men understood that. But in today's culture, see, you have football, and then you have men who are in leadership positions that ain't even never went through the training. So you got, and this ain't no shot, or this ain't no shites. You got hood niggas or dope dealers who say they want to give back. They love football. They done watched it all their life. Man, they want to give back to the children, and they become the leaders of something that they don't understand the principles. So it becomes win, lose. It becomes relationship. It becomes everything other than the foundation. But that's a reflection of every fucking thing. That's a reflection of everything. We done lost the essence of what's real about every fucking thing. But like I say, 5 years ago, you can act like you don't remember. You can act like you don't know. When we talk about white supremacy, it stopped. It showed you how powerful white supremacy really was. It showed you white supremacy was stronger than Jesus.
Boy, I was just about to say,
Stop church.
the
You
church.
don't go to church. Church shut down. Showed you a lot. But we don't want to act like we remember that. But I say this now. I say we kill ourselves and we don't really care. Because when we look into the mirror, we don't see God standing there. So if you talk white supremacy and you use this rhetoric, then I got to ask you a question before we go any goddamn further. What God look like in your mind? Tell me what it sound like. Because if you can't answer that, then we ain't going to talk about white supremacy because it's something supreme in your mind other than you if you don't see you.
And Trav, me and my boy Mike was talking about this today. And I'm going to say this because I kind of got a slide, but we finna get into a good piece. Trav, people don't believe in God.
Come on.
You just said some shit. Trav, if a black person believed in God, let's just be real, like you just said, white supremacy. You rhyme that shit again. You said if you're looking in the mirror, what you see would
I said we kill ourselves and we don't really care. Because when we look into the mirror, we don't see a God standing there.
Yeah, there you go. So what I took from that is, if you believe white supremacy is so real, when you look in the mirror, you don't think God is black in your mind because you're a black man. You think God is white. So, but even deeper than that, Trav, we don't believe in God. People don't believe in God. Because let me tell you something, our ancestors believe in God, and you never heard them say white supremacy. All you heard them was telling their kids what they had to fucking do to make it. And look at all we overcame doing the worst. We talk about white supremacy now. White supremacy is like a ghost that you can't really find. Back in the day, white supremacy used to be on your ass right here. You can't eat here, can't drink here. We'll hang your ass. You can't go to this hotel, motherfucker. We looking for you. That's what white supremacy. Now white supremacy is a ghost. You got to hunt out and look for, and you can't even fucking prove it. You can't even prove white supremacy now. So what I'm saying is, we don't believe in God, Trav. Any nigga that said white supremacy is real is really saying that the God that supposedly delivered Moses from Egypt ain't stronger than the goddamn white man.
Hey, look, if you really want to see it, all you got to do is close your eyes. That's the supreme. And if you open them and see what you saw when you had them closed, you telling on yourself when you talk about white supremacy.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling on yourself. And even though I understand we in a systematic, we in the white man world. But see, we've been told certain things to each other. You got to work twice as harder. If that's how it works and that's our position,
then do it.
Then do it. Then do it. So let me tell you something about even in the idea of white supremacy. You got white privilege. All that means is benefit of the doubt. Meaning if me and a white man in the room, he get the benefit of the doubt without proving himself. I don't have that. I got to show thyself thy prove. And when I put that goddamn discipline down in which I've been raised and trained, it's what make me better. It's what make me supreme.
Trav, you know
it's
what
make me understand and know what I see is a light. See, I told you in the beginning, it's about Shonuff and it's about Bruce Leroy. We can get into who's good. We can get into who's wrong. We can get into who's stronger. We can get into who's weak. We can get into who's the master, who's not the master. But what we won't get into is how did these two brothers find a goddamn glow to do whatever they wanted to do with it? That's what we don't even understand about the story. Find your glow. That's when you become a hero. When you get a glow, I say this, it's a powerful thing to be mine. I'm talking about my woman. I'm talking about my children. I'm talking about my goddamn car. That's mine. It's a powerful thing. My discipline, my commitment, my conditioning will show in everything about me. That's the point. Fuck the ball. Fuck the politics. Fuck the religion. Do you get the point? Can you find your glow? Can your children, can your woman, if you're a woman, can your man look at you and depend on you and know there's a value in calling you theirs and theirs yours? It's a powerful thing to be on my team.
Yeah, man, I just feel like when we talk about white supremacy, we saying our glow don't work.
Yeah, fuck white supremacy. Hey,
That's
man,
all I'm hearing, man. My glow
fuck white
don't work.
supremacy.
You know what I'm saying? It's like my glow don't work. That's all I'm hearing. My glow don't work. I don't give a fuck if it's Show Enough glow or the Bruce Leroy glow. I ain't got no motherfucking glow. It don't work. It don't work. As I sit back and I watch us, man, and watch what our ancestors came through, and we so quick to say white supremacy, white supremacy, white supremacy, and then we come on, man, Trav. Listen, this is what I'm saying. This is why I hate the word amongst black people. Trav, we are the biggest fucking consumers on the face of this earth of goods and services provided by white supremacy. We literally wake up to spend our money with the fucking tyranny of the white man. Anytime it's a new thing is on sale, it's because they're cracking and killed and robbed and stealed, and we the first motherfuckers that want it. All these PS5s and these video games and shit, that shit come from robbing and raping countries of precious metals. These phones and shit, this gold and diamonds we want to have, these fabrics, these goddamn Louis Vuittons and these Gucci's and shit. Sitting around talking about white, that's like me sitting around talking about the Sharks. And I'm a member of the goddamn Dolphins gang, and he a member of the Sharks, and I'm talking about them Sharks ain't shit. Let's go spin with them.
Man, let me say this too, man. I want to reel this in context because sometimes this hero shit gets so real, and I don't want it to be in a way to say, if you ain't the mighty roaring in the jungle, you ain't shit. Because, and I'm gonna be real with you, like they say, I can't hide where I got to put the most attention in my life. I'm a muscle bound in my mind. My spirit and my soul raw. But I'm a big brother. My discipline ain't really what it need to be in terms of my appetite. I can't hide that. Growing up in life, I was sharp with cracking jokes, but everybody thought they was gonna get me with a fat joke. I can't hide my weakness. Everybody got one. You to be or not to be, to do or can't. Everybody real in this shit. I played my position. I was just good at my position. It was 10 other people playing a position that I just built trust that they can depend on me. But I couldn't do everything. So it ain't about saying I'm all everything. I'm saying in your spirit, in your mind. I don't give a damn if you the sweeper. Man, you got to be the greatest sweeper in the world. That's what you got to see when you close your eyes. You got to see the flow being as clean as it ever been before. That's what you got to see when you close your eyes. We all come up through cartoons when the light bulb come on top of your head. That's what that is. That's God. That's your halo. That's your glow. That's when you close your eyes and you see everything what it's supposed to be. And you woke up and you open your eyes and you be or not. So it ain't about this. It's levels to everything. But I don't care if you're weak. What can you lift? Lift that motherfucker with all you got and carry it where it got to go and know you added value. That's one more they didn't have to live. So I just want to put that in context that this ain't about, man.
I know it's, but Pete,
God damn, y'all, we got to get our clothes.
This is something I want to say to you, Trav, and I'm always on myself, you know, about physical fitness and working out and just, you know, wanting to play basketball and do what I used to do, you know, and then sometimes you realize you're older. But you just said something about your weight, right? And lack of discipline or ain't where you want to be. Now, sometimes I tell myself, let's just be real. That's a white supremacist mindset. Because in every other nation on this earth, man, to be able to be blessed and eat what you want is a goddamn blessing. And to be a fat motherfucker is a blessing. You go to anywhere on this earth, the motherfuckers that's fat is living good. So even in America, just the whole idea, you can be fat, you ain't gotta have diabetes. You know what I'm saying? There's fat motherfuckers in the NFL that's fit. The point I'm making is down to even that. And I'm thinking when we talk about white supremacy, I've been saying this for years. We white. Who the fuck we think we acting like? Who we mimicking? Who are we aspiring to be? We white. We compare ourselves by their height weight chart, knowing good goddamn well blacks got the scientists said blacks got bigger bone density and bone structure than them, and we got more muscle mass. But we compare. I was looking at that shit the other day. You know what I'm saying? I gained a little weight. Because when the seasons change, it's that comfort food. It get dark. Remember we was talking about the seasons and when it get dark, what we supposed to be doing? We supposed to be eating, hibernating. We supposed to be resting. You see what I'm saying? So I gained a little weight, and I was saying to myself, I said, damn, I'm 6'5", I'm 280 now. And then I looked at the weight chart. I said, God damn, that shit sound morbidly obese.
Yeah.
And then I said, God damn, it's saying that I'm fucking damn near 70 pounds overweight. Then I say, so this shit want me to be 6'6", 210?
Yeah.
Imagine being 210, man. People would think I had AIDS. Black people would think I had AIDS.
Yeah. I want to say this on that, and that's real, dog. And it's all about accountability. That what you just said made me feel good. And I can say, yeah,
man, eat, man. Sometimes
Let me say this. I'm being honest about my weakness. Everybody got one. That's part of being sincere. This is why I say, ain't nobody above the bullshit. I can't be ashamed of mine. You see it. I can't hide it, right? But I'm saying this to say, I got conditions. I take medicine. In general, what you're saying is real. But when you take the coloring book and you put your experiences in your life to it, that's when shit get real. Yeah, it's big people totally healthy and everything. And I got the confidence in everything. But being real, dog, when I'm standing in that mirror, I can't lie to myself. You understand what I'm saying? and I say this being real. This some real life shit. When I was at my heaviest, I was at my highest in life. Money, no kids, just married, doing everything. Just done a show with Lil Boosie. I mean, I'm talking about at the height, dog. Lost my job, went through something, but everything, and I done told the story, but everything I wanted was children. And man, I got scared, saw my life up against the wall. Found out I had conditions, high blood pressure, diabetes. Man, they made me think I was about to die. I got scared. I said, man, I ain't gonna die. This when that spirit kicked in. Oh, I got a challenge. I'm gonna win. Man, I'm talking about for 6 months, no sugar, 4 miles a day. I'm talking about, man, going hard. Lost 60 pounds in 3 months. Man, been trying for 5 years. Me and my wife, we got pregnant, had kids. So I know that when I close my eyes and I see it, man, I ain't above the bullshit to know to truly be it. I got to conquer this.
Yeah.
And I'm just real enough to say, I'm in a fight. God damn it, but I ain't lost. Okay, look, I don't want no pity. I want inspiration. I want you to say, Trab, you're bullshitting. Hey, look, whatever it take. But I know on the real side, dog. Hey, look, like I say, man, I want to see my grandkids. I want to see the key turn and the key turn. So, hey, man, I'm just being real about that. I hope you're real enough to be real about it. I ain't talking about you, but anybody hearing me. I hope you be real enough to know. Like I say, it's somebody that we can go out to eat with right now. Eat 4 double cheeseburgers, 3 orders of fries, 4 milkshakes, and that motherfucker ain't gonna gain nothing. Everybody gonna look at me like he ought to be a goddamn shame of himself. You understand what I'm saying? And he ain't got no conditions with his appetite or his body.
Yeah.
But boy, we be sitting there talking, and he be taking some real therapy and love on his mind and his spirit.
Yeah.
And he got to always grab a hold to it and realize when he getting out of bounds. So nah, man. So and even tying it all the way back, brother. I don't give a fuck whatever that is. That's how you find your glow. If football give you that, if shoveling shit give you that, I don't give a fuck what it is. If you ain't got it, look for it. And if you got children, pay enough attention to see if they on a path and something that can give it to them.
Well, there it is, Trav. I got to get out of here, man. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate the people tuning in. I think we had a very good conversation about white supremacy. I probably want to piggyback off that, pick it up. We'll see next week. But yeah, I definitely didn't realize, just going with as the Bible said, Jesus said, go and don't write it prepared. I'll tell you what to say when you get there. So, you just talking about, and somebody told me to say, hey, man, tell us something good. And you talked about football. And I'm like, yeah, that white supremacy shit and sports. And I think we had a very good conversation, man. So we're going to end it right here. And Trav coming on Thursday at 9:30 on Facebook. He's got a new style, new perspective. You know what I'm saying? Not a new perspective, but a new style of doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? He just switched the game up. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all stay tuned in, tapped in, turned on. Y'all tune in for me and Miss Carla tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for Random Raven Wednesdays.
Love y'all, man. Be strong, so strong. I believe in you.
Y'all be good, fam.